guess you guys have me a lot longer than I expected. My flight, my Delta reservation called me and said, your flight has been delayed for a half hour. And I kept, your flight has been delayed for another half hour. I'm like, we're going in like Tornado Alley. I have a strong idea I'm not going to make it to my speech in Michigan this evening, and it's true. And so I get to fulfill all of my sick life wishes, and that is to probably experience Bill Clinton's Arkansas for the first time. Well, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean. But now listen to me. Now, yes, I understand. You don't understand what an obsessive I was in Arkansas politics in the 1990s. I met Matt Drudge in 1995. If you have read my book, or if you intend to read my book, you will see that I fit in the phylum of slacker. Okay, I think that's the right term. And when I met him, he was working at the gift shop at CBS. So we were hardcore high achievers out in Los Angeles at the beginning of the internet age. And when I emailed him, I didn't know if I was emailing, I just saw this thing called the Drudge Report, and it was a newsletter, it wasn't the page. It was a newsletter. And the place I found it, for you old internet hands, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It was in the Usenet news group. This is before the World Wide Web was where the action was, it was a place where you could basically see newsletters galore and people communicating back and forth with each other. And when we met each other, we both found out that we were using a group, reading it voraciously, called alt.currentevents.clinton-whitewater. Okay? And I was relatively young. I was in my mid-20s. I lived in Los Angeles. I was a music editor, so I was going to rock and roll concerts. I could care less about it. I was obsessed with the Clintons. I can't even explain to you. I wasn't Whitewater obsessed. I was Casa Grande obsessed. Okay? I knew the names of the associates at the Rose Law Firm. Okay? So, Drudge and I, when we first met, like, wouldn't it, if we had the money, the two of us would have taken a road trip to stay at the Excelsior Hotel. I mean, we would have brought ointments and stuff to protect ourselves from Clinton's black light, mayhem. But we wanted to go there. I'm staying, maybe my favorite hotel I've been to, at least in a long time, is Capitol. Oh my. I just called my wife last night. I go, this is a little gem. So I'm glad that the storms has kept me here, because I've got to see this town. And then I met at an event Steve Stevens. And most people where I'm from, if they met Lindsay Lohan or somebody that knew Lindsay Lohan or a cousin of Lindsay Lohan, they go, oh my God, I'm talking to the cousin of Lindsay Lohan. Can you believe that? I'm that close to greatness. But in my obsession with all things Clinton and all things Arkansas, I remember thinking, wait a second, there's this thing called Jackson Stevens, and it's the largest brokerage firm west of the Mississippi. I'm like, in Little Rock, Arkansas? How and why? And so I meet Steve Stevens at an event. I'm like, oh my God. I am talking to, I didn't know who to text it to other than Drudge, because he understood that this was, it was so hardcore, you have no idea. And you see in the book that I was a default liberal in Los Angeles. I went to Tulane, so I understand the South, and I understand, no offense, small, southern, corrupt Democrat states. I live in California, excuse me. Yeah, Illinois and California, believe it or not, are worse at this juncture. We're going to hell in a handbasket in California. It's not pretty. So we no longer have the capacity. It was so fun for so long to be patronizing. Hello, Arkansas. What are you doing about your 59th, and that California is the worst state ever, and it happened in 20 years. Girls liked me at Tulane because I was from California. It felt like affirmative action. Like, I'm like, no, I want to be liked on the merits. I'm okay, fine. California now is no longer a selling point. It's pitiful, and it's because they've sucked the freedom out of it. They've sucked the liberty out of it. And I can't believe that it's the red states that have finally started to fight back. And it's places like in Arkansas where people are saying enough already of people in New York and Los Angeles and in the Beltway dictating the future of this country. You've always been